Recently, I brought up this idea that basically we should be breaking rules. and or that I think the specific title was rules are meant to be broken, something funny like that. And in that video and in that post, I said that I was going to do a deeper dive. I teased, gave you a little teaser, and said that I was going to do a deeper dive into rules and religion. And so here I want to talk about that today and just share some of my thoughts around this. And first off, I'm going to offer a disclaimer that I don't profess to be an expert on religion, and to be honest, I think that there's a fair amount of ignorance I possess around religion and multiple religions. I know a bit, and the truth is that I've been fairly repelled by religion because of the very things that I'm about to share with you around rules and compliance and control and power that I think goes along with religion. So these are my opinions, whether they are qualified or unqualified, and could feel confrontational. And I actually hope that that's the case. I am looking to confront what any and all of us think about the things that we live by. So I think that rules establish that, so religion, I think, is one of the areas in the world where there are some of the most rigid sets of rules that people have to abide by in order to be considered a good person, or to be considered godly, or worthy of whatever it is that we're supposed to be worthy of, holy, etc., etc. And I think the problem is and I'll illustrate it right here early, is that we're talking about religion and we're not talking about spirituality, and there is a gigantic difference. And I have always liked this quote that I've found out is actually by David Bowie, is religion is for people who fear hell, and spirituality is for people who have been there. And I think that the pursuit, having spiritual practices and pursuing a spiritual life, is about facing those really, really terrifying and painful realities about us as humans. And I don't know that that happens in the same way. It is my belief it doesn't, but this is for you to challenge yourself and for me to challenge you if that happens in religion. So I don't want to pick on any particular religion, so I'll talk about what I see mostly in all religions, which is the spiritual aspects that are meant to bring us closer to God, and the differences between that and the phone-it-in style of basically checking out, following the rules, being compliant to gain the so-called keys to the kingdom. And most religion has been built with the intent, or has evolved to be intended, to control people. And here you go. I told you this was going to get spicy. Controlling people, to me, means having power over them. And this is what I think a lot of us experience with religion in society. And spirituality has and will always be about bringing us all closer to God. That's what I think. And maybe you're doing something that involves both. Rock on. That's fantastic. This may or may not be for you. And so I believe that the closer we are to God, whoever that may be, will provide us a tremendous amount of power, and maybe even invincibility. So those are two very different things, although I don't think that they should be. I think that they should be, combined, or that they should run parallel. So the power that I'm talking about from spiritual pursuits is the power to have a more true sense of self, and to be very, very clear about our values and our principles, and to live them. And deep down that road, or that rabbit hole, is this sense that I am vibrating at such a high frequency that a lot of things don't affect me in the same way anymore. So if I'm going to toss in here just a little Tilt to Consciousness and the Scale of Consciousness by David Hawkins is, the further up that scale we go, above 200, 250, 300, 350, then the higher the frequency we operate, and the less susceptible we are to lower vibration things, and that's the invincibility that I talk about. So let me just share with you what I believe a couple of these rules around spirituality, around religion are, and you try it on for yourself if these are rules that you think are still applicable, which is, one of them is only spend time with other people that also subscribe to the same set of rules, because everyone else is misguided and may guide you astray. So that's one of them. Think about that. Another one is art that contains nudity or violence is evil because sex has more rules around it than anything else in the world that I can think of. And violence is, not supposed to be a part of us. But the problem is it is a part of us. And if we deny it, we can't get to know how to regulate that in ourselves and actually choose to be a good and peaceful person. So I think it wasn't so recent, but I recently saw again a little snippet of Jordan Peterson, who was on Jocko, the Jocko podcast. And he said a good man, or a good person, if that's the right way for you to experience it, is not someone who doesn't know evil. It's a person who knows evil and chooses to be good instead. So I'm wondering, how are we supposed to engage with this reality, through a religious framework that is so far from what it's supposed to be achieving, which is to bring us closer and connected to something that brings us peace, that brings us a sense and a state of being where we feel bliss, and we feel peace, and we feel happy, and we feel fulfilled. So I'm wondering, can we practice those things that bring benefits to the world, make our own life more beautiful, and bring us closer to God? And the answer for me is, I think so. But it takes breaking some of the rules that we have been imprinted with. All of us, I believe, imprinted with throughout our lives. So we choose to break some of the rules that have been ingrained in us for so long by confronting and examining and criticizing if that is in fact what we really want to do. So I think it's time to start questioning these rules. What are they intended to create or prevent? And are they successful in the intent? So let's get down to what is this really for? So the opportunity I have for you here is a deeper cut into this, which is, what is one of the core beliefs, one of the core religious or spiritual beliefs that you have accepted in your life that may not serve the purpose you thought? And the second one is, how is that belief impacting opportunities for love, beauty, true peace, and connection with the world and with God? It could even be the God that you say is the one who you connect with or worship or whatever you want to call it. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.